Welcome to episode 29 of Regen Rovers. I'm starting off today's episode with a poll in the description below. A couple of people have taken a dislike to the new skin, the new Vitrex skin. Now there's a lot of positive comments about it and people have loved it over the years. And once again people have been asking for a link for it, even though I've already given you the link, but never mind. I thought I'd give you the opportunity to vote for your favourite though, just so it's fair. I personally do prefer this one. I just think it's more aesthetically pleasing, not athletically pleasing. Maybe athletically pleasing too, I don't know. But I think the player overview screen is nice. I know a couple people didn't like the fact that the player positions has moved to the bottom left hand corner because my face is now in the way. I guess I could move that somewhere else. Or maybe when I show new signing, I should show this screen so you can actually see and my face doesn't get in the way of anything important. But anyway, vote for your favourite one. So either this new Vitrex skin or the bog standard Football Manager skin. I'll put a link in the description below. The one with the most votes I will keep for the time being. Obviously there's the possibility I could change it again to a different skin in the future. Anyway, how are you guys? Let me know in the comment section below. How are you doing today? Just friendly question really. I'm recovering from that weird illness that I had. It is bloody freezing today though. I went to scrape the car so I could take Jenny to the station to go to work, and I came back in. I then went out 2 minutes later and the car had refrozen. It was just, it's cold. In the world, the parallel universe of Regen Rovers, I mean, this is what this episode's all about. It's not me talking about scraping cars, is it? We've actually dropped down into mid-table, 13th in the league, you'll see here. However, we've actually only lost one game still. It's just those draws that are a bit annoying. We do have a game in hand today, and that could take us up to 8th place. We're taking on Gosport and Maidenhead United today. Gosport are 4th, Maidenhead are actually in the relegation zone at the moment, but generally a decent team. So since the last episode, where we drew against Heaventon Waterlooville and beat Tonbridge, we unfortunately lost our first game of the season, losing 2-1 against a strong Bognor Regis town who are aiming to get promoted this year, I would say. They took the lead in the 10th minute, but Jack Young scored again. Of course, he was playing with a broken nose, remember, and he still managed to find the back of the net. Winter with the cross in. Winter's been getting a couple assists from that left-hand side, and Jack Young fired it past the keeper. Unfortunately, that was his last goal. He hasn't scored since then, so he hasn't scored for the last 5 games. He hasn't played every single game. However, we turned it around though with a decent draw against Basingstoke Town. Christian Marlowe, the new midfielder, with his first goal for the club. He's our penalty take. He's got 13 on penalties and he scored the equaliser. Let's have a look at this. Smashed it down the middle. 90% of penalties are smashed down the middle on this game. And then against Margate, he scored another penalty. He scored the opening goal. They did equalise 5 minutes later, and then we just couldn't break them down after that, and they couldn't break us down. But Marlowe with his second goal in 2 games, that one wasn't quite down the middle, it was to one side, which is good. We then managed to get a win, our first win since the Tonbridge game. And Luke Storrar with his first goal for the club, the guy on loan from, I've forgotten where, Northampton? Yes, Northampton. So we beat Kingstonian 1-0. We only had 5 shots all game, but Storrar with the vital goal. Let's have a look at it then. Batchelor into Pitt, into Storrar, lovely finish into the bottom right hand corner. Good to see Alex Pitt getting an assist, our club captain, and he is actually, I've discovered, an employee of Sports Interactive. So all the employees at Sports Interactive get a regen on the game. So we might come across a few more. Dan Ormsby is another one, remember. So in the parallel universe, in the real world, it's not the real world, Regen Rovers is the real world, but in the fake world of where Regen Rovers doesn't exist, believe it or not, Alex Pitt is an employee of Sports Interactive, but in the real world, the Regen Rovers world, Alex Pitt plays for Regen Rovers, and I'm sure he does something else full time during the week. So, of course, he's only a part-time player for Regen Rovers, remember. Now, we managed to struggle past Chippenham Town in the FA Cup second qualifier round, but I wasn't too happy. After those 3 games without winning, I decided to changed the tactic, and we pushed Bachelor up to advanced playmaker, and I took away Sheriff. A couple of people had suggested this, and I thought it was a good idea because Sheriff hasn't been playing particularly well. We don't really have many defensive midfielders to play there anyway, whereas I do have lots of central midfielders, a couple of advanced playmaker attacking midfielders as well. So I thought I'd give it a try, and it worked against Kinstone, and we got the win, and we actually kept a clean sheet. But then in the next two games, it showed maybe our defensive fragility without that defensive midfielder. I don't know if it is as a result of not having a defensive midfielder, or if it was just a goal-happy game. We should really be beating Chippenham Town. They're in a division below us, and they had more shots. We were 3-1 up as well. But Joe Gordon opened the scoring. His first goal, first game of the season. An absolute beauty it was. Look at this. Blasted it home. Fantastic strike for Joe. He's probably not going to get a huge amount of game time this season. Dr. Jones, some of you may be wondering about him. I've actually dropped him down to the under 23s. I do feel that is the best thing to do, because he's probably not going to play much game time. To be honest, he's not really good enough, is he? Oh yeah, I'll show you the other two goals as well. Darren Miller with his first goal for the club, first competitive goal for the club anyway. This did put us 2-1 up, but it was frustrating how they managed to get back into this, especially after we scored a 56th minute goal. I thought, this is going to confirm victory. In fact, we were 2-0 up. They scored to get it back to 2-1. Then Berry made it 3-1. His first goal of the season, I think his first appearance of the season as well. He's not really played. Inadvertently hit him on the head by the looks of it. I don't know if he really meant that. But yeah, they equalised, and it's very frustrating. But at home, we scored 4 goals. So 7 goals of the last 2 games. We did concede another couple of goals. Marlowe, with his 3rd goal of the season. He's doing well for us, he is. I know 2 of them were penalties, but still. This is Stora putting in a good cross, and Marlowe with the easy tap in. Stora did get his 2nd goal of the season. He's turned, could be a useful striker for us actually. Let's have a look at this long ball over the top, and a good finish into the roof of the net. Danny Bye then got his first goal for the club. Brilliant free corner from Howcroft, and Bye header at the back post into the back of the net, and Bradley Berry with his 2nd goal in 2 games. This is a ball through from Marlowe, and Berry with a nice finish into the bottom right hand corner. So we're through to the 3rd qualifying round of the FA Cup. We've scraped through. It's posed some questions for me, because Jack Young hasn't scored for a few games. He hasn't played the last couple of games really, but Stora is in form, so I'm sticking him up front alongside Darren Miller as the advanced forward. I don't see the need to play a target man with an advanced playmaker, because I don't want to just bypass the midfield by playing a target man. We need to use this midfield. They're good players. Batchelor, Pitt, Marlowe, they work well together. We've also got Dion Mills and Woodland, of course, as well. They're probably going to play less games this season because of I've strengthened the midfield, haven't I? Now, I have actually made some more transfers since we last spoke. 2 transfers, in fact. Stuart Warren, a left back. You might think it's a bit weird me signing fullbacks because I don't have any, but have any in my tactic. However, I'm training him up to be a wing back. He's got okay crossing of 6. He's quite good mentally and physically, and apparently he's a good player. He would be our best left back if we played left backs. And he was on a free from Birmingham City. We'd left Birmingham City, and he's come to us. Shares part of my surname, which is nice, I guess. But we're training him up as a wing-back. We'll see how that goes. If it doesn't work out, then he'll just leave the club at the end of the year. He's on £160 a week until the end of the season. It's not a massive contract. Douglas Reese as well, a right-back. He can already play wing-back, which is useful. I'll be training him up there. He might actually place Howcroft as the wing-back. The thing with Howcroft is he's actually left-footed. He would suit playing an inverted wing-back better. I could possibly train him up to be a left wing back, but I don't know. Howcroft's been pretty good actually from corners lately. Hasn't got amazing average ratings, but Douglas Reese might be the better option going forwards there. He's very good physically, as you can see there. Teamwork, very impressive. Defensively, he's alright. Tackling, marking, pretty decent. Concentration's not too bad, really. We've seen a lot worse. His aggression is quite high, just like all of our regens for some reason. Crossing's okay of 6, not amazing, but it's okay, it's manageable. So we'll see how he gets on as well. So those are the two new signings. So like I said, we're taking on Gosport today, down near Portsmouth, and this is the team I am going with. We're going with Sivzelis in goal, who has been pretty good. I mean, he didn't actually play in the last 2 games. We played War in the first one and Bradley in the second one, I do believe. Joe Gordon's actually got injured, by the way, so he's not actually part of the team. He's only had 1 game and he scored a cracking goal. So we're playing Lofts, By and Fox at the back. My phone. Why do I always forget to put this on silent? Now, I've changed the defence slightly since the last couple of games. I have found, once again, that the central defender gets the good average ratings. Danny By, it's not just because he's the best, I don't think, because Fox was getting amazing average ratings last year. Now, moving him to the left, where Simmons was playing, his average rating has gone down. So maybe I was a bit harsh on Simmons. Maybe it just... the 2 other defenders just don't get good average ratings and there's nothing I can do about it. But I've decided to play Lofts as a stopper, which he's more suited to. But if we play a stopper, a covering defender, defensive covering defender, and a normal defensive central defender, maybe that will enable the other 2 players to get better average ratings. Possibly. I'll experiment around. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as we keep a clean sheet. Howcroft's keeping his place on the right. His average rating's certainly picked up the last few games, so maybe he should keep his place there. Winter's staying on the left. He's done okay lately, couple of assists. Marlowe and Pitt in the middle. Pitt does need to improve his average rating. I'm actually going to change his role to a... he's going to play as a normal central midfielder because there's no point having 2 advanced playmakers in there, I don't think. So we'll just have 2 normal central midfielders with an advanced playmaker with Batchelor and Miller and Stora up front. So I am keeping it on the Vitrex skin for now, but if the poll swings the other way, then I will of course change it back to the traditional Football Manager skin. I like both. I like the Vitrex. It just seems nicer on my eyes, this Vitrex thing, but obviously that's a personal opinion. Your personal opinion may be completely different. Gosport lining up with this tactic. They are playing a defensive midfielder. Maybe we don't need a defensive midfielder for the fact we have effectively got 5 at the back anyway, and 2 central midfielders who are just holding it there. I just don't think Sheriff adds anything to the team these days. Unfortunately, some of the old guys who fan favourites from the first couple seasons, they're just going to maybe drift away. Possibly Jack Young could. He's not scored for a couple of games. He had an insane start to the season. 6 goals in, 5 games, I think. But since then, it's not quite worked for him. Miller with the free kick, and it's an absolute beauty. He's got 14 on free kicks, remember, and that's the advantage of having him in there. He's better than Woodland at free kicks. This is a stunning one. He's curled it beautifully past the keeper into the top left-hand corner. And we're 1-0 up after 1 minute, but they've won a corner straight away. They're going to equalise. It's headed away by Batchelor at the near post. And it's crossed back in. Oh, someone's missed it completely, but that was an awful miss from Clayton Phillips up front for Gosport. And Sivzelis can take this goal kick. I think he's only managed to get 1 clean sheet so far this season, so we need him to pick up some more. It's not really been his fault, I don't think. Here come Gosport, looking dangerous. Good block. Of course, we can put in a defensive midfielder if we feel like we need to be holding on, but they've equalised. There's no clean sheet for Sivzelis today. I'm using a lot of these team talks now because I think it's helping, to be honest. I hope it is. I could be making things worse. That's a shame. After an early goal, they've equalised. It's another free kick for Miller, and he scores another one. 2-1. Darren Miller. 2 free kicks in the same game. Well, there you go. 3rd goal of the season for him. He's our new hero, I think. The keeper probably should have done better with this, to be honest. What is he doing? I don't know, but who cares? 2-1 up, and it's a corner which Batchelor will take. Good corner in, but it's back to Miller. Into... Stora! 3-1. Stora, it just makes me sound... It sounds Scottish for some reason. And it's a lovely finish into the bottom right-hand corner. Miller with the assist. He's absolutely on fire today. And that's a delightful finish from Stora. Maybe we found a really good partnership. I know Jack Young is the hero. He scores goals. But we need to find the best strike partnership, don't we? Perhaps Jack Young will be a super sub this year. We'll see. I might get a riot on my hands from the fans though if that happens, benching Jack Young for a long period of time. I've got options up front though, that's the main thing. If there's injuries, I've got lots of strikers to come in that I can trust. 3-1 up at half time. That is magnificent. It certainly scores goals now. I mean, they've all been from set pieces. But I think what I will do is I'll bring off Batchelor, who, to be honest, hasn't had the best game. Did take the corner that created carnage. I'm going to bring on Holmes as the defensive midfielder defend, who I feel is good in that role. Now, Batchelor, yeah, I completely misread this. The contract, some of you spotted this. His wage increases to £650 per week after 20 games, not 30. The original contract was 30, but it was to increase to £1,000 after 30 games. And I didn't want that, so I agreed on £650 after 20 games. So yeah, I have to keep an eye on him because he's not really done anything yet for me. His average rating is 6.67. He's not got any goals or assists. And if it doesn't work out for him, then I'm just going to have to stop playing him. Because he's already played, this is his 9th game, so he's almost halfway there already. So I really do have to keep an eye on his appearances. So thanks to those that did spot that, because I completely forgot that I'd actually had to change it to 20 games to convince him to come. So, have I done a team talk? I can't remember. So let's start the second half. Can we hang on to this? Hopefully throwing a defensive midfielder in there will just solidify our defence. I see no reason not to, because we know we're stable with a defensive midfielder in there. 54th minute though, and there's a highlight for them. This looks dangerous. Get it clear, guys. Get it clear. It's crossed in, back post, over the bar. We get lucky there. We seem to drop really deep there. Here's Fox giving the ball away. Come on, Matt. Come on, Adam Fox. You could do better than that. You were great last season. He's on a 6.5 again today. I just don't understand why that left centre-back just doesn't play well. And Marlowe's getting sent off after me praising him endlessly this episode. He goes and gets sent off. So we're going to have to bring Woodland on for Storer, I think. And I will bring Jack Young on for Darren Miller up front. Jack Young can run onto things. And now we are holding on, to be honest. I'm going to waste time. I'm just going to try and hold on to this 3-1 win. We've still got almost half an hour to hang on as well. Jack Young's picked up a knock straight away. The thigh strike, bloody hell. I'm going to have to keep you on, Jack Young. We're not going down to 9 men. Going to have to sacrifice you for the next few games. Surely we can do this now. The wasting time has worked. You have to do it sometimes, don't you? Danny Bai, once again, solid performance from him. 7.8. That central defender just does brilliantly. Just trying to get the other guys to perform well. I mean, they're not playing badly. It's just the average ratings just seem to be so low. But we've won. 3-1. Brilliant victory. 2 fantastic free kicks and a goal from Storer. I'm very pleased with that against a 4th place Gosport. We're up to 11th place. We do actually have a game in hand over a few teams as well still. That is magnificent. Jack Young's been in the wars this season, hasn't he? He's not really been injury prone previously, but broken his nose and now he's got a thigh strain after sprinting. I suppose he didn't warm up. And he's out for 3 to 4 weeks, unfortunately. Marlowe's been banned for 1 game. I'll just give him a warning for that. I tend to do that when it's 2 yellow cards. Another cash injection from the chairman. 215k balance. I mean, that's good at this level. It's just strange. You must have a ton of money. He's just throwing money at us all the time. But I'm not complaining, really. Still scouting lots of players, trying to find options. Now, Adrian Smith could actually be a decent defensive midfielder for us. Apparently, Danny Bai is a better defensive midfielder than Gareth Sheriff. Aggression 15, tackling 13. That's what you want from a defensive midfielder, isn't it? However, if I'm not going to be playing defensive midfielders, is there much point? And he doesn't want to come anyway, so Storer, Miller and Bai, team of the week. Great stuff. See, the current financial status is still insecure, and the income this month is much higher than the expenditure. So I don't understand why it's insecure. Is that income including the Eddie Mitchell cash injection though? And if it wasn't for that, would have been minus 20k this month. I don't really understand. All that matters though is we're in the plus, £202,000 in the bank, and he's still happy to every season give us some transfer money and a decent wage budget. We're well under the wage budget per week. We're spending 5k a week on wages. Training facilities are close to being finished. He's agreed to build a new stadium. Obviously we've got a loan and also a loan from the council as well. Anyway, Maidenhead United today, 11th versus 21st. We have to be winning this game if we really are serious about being a playoff candidate. Because if we could win today, we'll be up there with the playoff teams. This is our game in hand. We'll be up to 20 points. If we can win well, then we can actually break into the playoffs. I should probably stick with the same team, apart from Marlowe, who is suspended. I'm going to bring in Dion Mills for him, and Jack Young's injured, so he's going to come out for. Put Brady Chick onto the bench, the guy with 16 long shots. Thing is going up for him as well. He could be a decent target man, probably a better option than Latham, because Latham, although he's got good heading and decent strength, there's not much else about him. He's only got 6 on finishing, remember. Suddenly starting to feel very positive. I've moved the defensive midfielder to advanced playmaker. I've been brave rather than just being standoffish and happy with a stable tactic. I've gone for something that maybe is a bit more risky, but it could pay off. We may actually have a very successful season this year. Maidenhead is still favourites for this game, despite the fact we are already 13 points above them and we've only played 10 games. They've had an awful start to the season, but they will be dangerous. Let's look at their best striker. It's Carl Davies, who is a regen, in fact. 14 finishing, 9 composure. He's got a little bit of pace. He's an exciting player, I suppose. He could be dangerous. Got someone called Santos on the wing. He's Brazilian, so he's always going to be good, isn't it? They've got a Brazilian in their team, for goodness sake. He's got 12 on dribbling and decent winger attributes there, so we'll have to watch out for him. On the other side, they've got Burgess, a regen, he looks decent. 5-star player he would be for our team. So they've also got someone called Marlowe. So they've got a couple of 5-star players on the wing, who I will just basically do everything to, I think, to try and stop them. Hopefully the wing-backs will be able to stop them. Let's pick up where we left off. Let's give my assistant the job of doing the team talk. Didn't really have an impact, but I'm just going to give some passionate team talks to everyone. Come on, Sturrock and Miller. Keep scoring for me. He's going to be top scorer this year then. Maybe it won't be Jack Young. I thought it would be once again after his explosive start to the season, but Miller with a couple free kicks. Storris started scoring the last few games. Perhaps nothing's happening in this game. Perhaps we'll have someone else being top scorer this year. Keep going out there, you can still win. I'm going to go attacking. How has nothing happened in this game? We'll just go attacking and say to the strike force, I'm not happy with your finishing, and that's fired them up. That's how you do it. That's how you play Football Manager, guys. I'm getting to grips with FM17 a bit more. Nothing's happening though. Why? Passionate. Push forward. Let's go for that. It's frustrating when you sort of expect to win and you think this should be an easy one. Literally no highlights whatsoever. Ridiculous. I'm bringing off Storer. I'm going to bring on Bradley Berry. And I'm actually going to take off Miller as well and bring on Brady Chick. He's going to play as a target man attack. Bradley Berry's going to play as an advanced forward. And we're just going to pump it. We're going to go route 1. Actually going to play Winter as attack and Howcroft as attack. Let's try him as an inverted wing back. Although you can't have that on attack. Let's go normal wing back attack. Leon Woodland can come on for Alex Pitt, who hasn't really done a huge amount for us today. Well, in fact, I mean, that's just a stupid thing to say of me. No one has done anything today. This is the first highlight of the game and it's in the 81st minute. It's ridiculous. It's probably going to be a goal for them. Oh, good save, Sivs Ellis. Pulls another decent save off for us. That was the first clear-cut chance of the game. Apparently we've had a half chance. I don't know why we didn't see that highlight. Would have been nice to see it. Here's Lofts. Can't quite find Berry. And I'm screw it, go overload. 10 seconds to go. What a boring game for you guys and for me as well. That was a pretty exciting first game of the episode, but this has just been strange. What was I saying? This tactic, we're going to be scoring more goals. It's not as stable. It's ended up being incredibly stable today because we've got a 0-0 draw. But disappointing. I'm just going to say far from pleased. Demotivated by, for some reason. I'll say I'm pleased with how well you did tonight. Switched. Oh, come on, you prune. Bradley Berry looks stressed, and Greg Winters angered. Well, you weren't good enough. We should be beating a team in the relegation zone. It's not the end of the world, but we do finish today's episode in 11th place. Mid-table, it's an improvement on last season's 13th, remember. We've still only lost one game this season. We've scored 13 goals and conceded 9, so we've got a positive goal difference. We're only 2 points away from the playoffs, and we're 13 points above the relegation zone. We should be more than safe this year already. Looking forward to playing Salisbury, who... When are we playing them? 7th of the 12th. In fact, that will probably be the next episode. It's quite far away. I'll probably take... I don't want to be doing too many episodes every season, especially when we're still at this level. But this could be a promotion year. Maybe. Let's hope so. What do you guys think? I really do believe we can push for the playoffs this year because we're playing well. We've got a good team. We've got other strikers that's scoring, apart from today, of course. I'm excited. I'm excited for this season. Thanks for watching, guys. Please hit that like button, as usual. If we can smash 300 likes today, that would be fabulous. I will see you in episode 30.